Gather around, kids. It's story time with Tim. I'm looking around, I see a lot of kind eyes tonight, so I feel safe to share something sensitive with you. There was a period of time in my life where I thought I wanted nothing to do with country music.
What?
I know. I got over it, but I was raised on country. I love it, it's in my blood. It's also my parents' music, you know? So, I got to those teenage years and I was like, well, I gotta find my own sound. And I thought I did when a pop radio station came to town. I heard it and I was like, what is this magical art form? I must devote my life to this. And the thing is, I actually remember the very first song I heard on pop radio that hooked me and made me want to devote my life to that. And it was The Sign by Ace of Base. Did you not?
Really opened up your eyes.
Look, I just heard this story for the first time, like very recently, by the way. And until that moment, I always thought it was the sun. I thought that they were saying sun, and now I know it's sign, and I feel like an old man.
It's ironic for Austin to not understand someone else. But anyway, I heard Ace of Base and I was like, well, this is magic. I thought I was gonna be a pop singer. I realized how silly that sounds, coming out of this mouth with this accent and this voice. I realize that now, but at the time I was like, I'm gonna be a pop singer. And so fast forward, about 10 years or so, and I'm in college and I'm hanging out at a friend's house and her mom is watching CMT in the other room, and I hear something that sounds incredible. I mean, it sounds so much better than anything that I had heard for the last 10 years in pop radio. So I had to know what it was. So I ran in there, and those of you that are old enough will realize that I stared at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen till the music video was over. You guys know why. But my nephew Blaine is here. So Blaine, you're gonna get a little history lesson right now, fella. Back in the 1900s, music videos only existed on television. And not like today's television where you can walk up to the television and say, television, play this music video right now. You had to just wait and watch, and you were at the mercy of whatever came on. And the thing also about this period of time was that not only were music videos only on TV, they just aired seemingly arbitrarily in no particular order. Like if you heard something you liked, it might come on again an hour later. It may come on at the end of the day, but there's also a chance that you would never see that ever again. And actually, we were lucky that music videos were the only thing that came back on back then. Like sitcoms, remember that? Remember gathering around as a family to watch a sitcom because you had one shot to see that episode and then it just went away forever? Anyway, this is also a period of time when if you were wondering about something, if you didn't know the answer to a question that was plaguing you, you had to just ask people around you. Remember that? Remember being like, hey, how does this work? And if they were like, I don't know, you had to go to the library. And if they didn't have a book on whatever you were wondering about, you had to just make your peace with never knowing the answer to that question. Remember that? Remember being curious? Remember looking up at the stars and being like, I don't know how that works. Now the kids are just like, hey Siri, how do stars work? And they're just... Anyway, my nephew will never be curious about anything ever again because he's got the answers to everything in his pocket. So, again, music videos only existed on television, and you didn't know if you'd ever get a chance to see them ever again. And not just that, if you didn't know who was playing, you had to stare at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen because back in the 1900s, at the end of a music video, for about 2 seconds, they would flash up the name of the song, the artist, if you could read fast enough, maybe the CD title, the record label. That's as far as I ever got. There was more stuff below there, but I never learned any of that. And so I had to know what I was hearing. So I ran in there, I stared at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen for the rest of the song. And what popped up at the end was the debut single from a brand new up-and-coming band called Rascal Flatts. So you can thank Rascal Flatts for getting me back into country music. We're going to feature Chris Chatham on this one.